This is the study for today. It is entitled, Know the Ultimate. For you all, my beloved children of Wu-Nuwap, Nuwapians, know the ultimate way. Nuwapians, know the ultimate truth. Nuwapians, know the ultimate facts. Nuwapians, know Wu-Nuwap. Nuwapians, know the ultimate warner. Nuwapians, know the ultimate between positive and negative. Nuwapians know you all's ultimate destination. Nuwapians know you all's ultimate fate. The number 9, Tasu, represents the true black positive in absolute natural nature, Tasan, 9th. The number 6, Satu, represents the untrue white negative in absolute unnatural nature, Satan, 6. The circle or cycle of the ultimate, called by way of Wu-Nuwap, the circle of ultimate existence of divine order, positive energy, mind and body. The circle or cycle of the ultimate imitation of this order, chaos, negative energy, mind and body. The circle or cycle of the ultimate order of the circle is also called the circle of cosmos, bliss. And the ultimate of non-order of the circle is called the circle of chaos, mischief. Chaos. And the ultimate circle of chaos is also called primordial chaos. And cosmos means infinite material matter in this one universal order. And primeval chaos means infinite material matter, formless disorder. That is to say, Nuwapians, material matter, things, something, without form, figure, sum, S-U-M, or shape, is no thing, nothingness. And Nuwapian, in hieroglyphics, as sounded out, nun, nun. That's spelled N-U-N, N-O-O-N-E. The mental and ethereal science, as in Wu-Nuwap, 9 mind, outformation to information, or beneath formation, the deep. Outformation, above. Information, on earth. Beneath formation, under the waters. It is most important for you, Nuwap-U, Nuwapians of Wu-Nuwap, reading herein, understand and overstand the 3 bowls are Amun, primordial, Anun, primeval, Atum, totality. Related to Rayay, the sun, or Atun, Atun, pre-zenith. The gaseous, self-luminous central Kakak, star, of this solar system, the central solar disk solar energy, source of light, Helios, the sun, helium, chemical element, a colorless, odorless, very light, non-reactive gas, having the lowest known boiling and melting points. Hydrogen, hydro means hydro, liquid. Water, hydrometer. So hydro, jin means genes, born. Hydrogen, born of the water. And hydrogen combines to birth helium. The child is the sun. Rayay, Ray, Ra, the quintessence of all manifestations of life permeating the 3 realms, the sky, the planet, and the deep. In 24,000 year cycles, circles the disk, 24 hours in a cycle of time watched by the iris and pupil of the watching eye of out-intelligence. Now reason. Ray, a sun. The left eye of Harar, Hiru, Horus, Harar, or Har, means up, far away. Out-intelligence, Rayay, and Rayay Tat, only grew 3 colors. Chromosome. TNA, blue, equals atom, equals first. Of RNA, yellow, equals atun, equals second. Creation, DNA, red, equals amun, equals third. All others was created by creation. Outintelligent, designed, intelligence, divine design. Divine beings designed creation by growth, the birth or growth of colors. Yellow, third eye. Orange, black, green, left eye, red. Purple, blue, right eye. Other colors out of the original 3 colors came green, orange, purple, center, black. Water has no color. Air has no color. So it was before light, which has color. Yet electricity does not have color. Neurons, no color. And so brain synapses have no color. The actual fact is that black is not a color, yet a combination of all colors. The actual fact is that white is not a color, yet the absence of all colors. Unlike water and air and electricity, which are energies, white is void of energy. The unseen deity is only a concept or conception of the one who believes it exists. They have faith that a nothing is something, that a everywhere is up there somewhere, that an unseeable is seeable. It's all in their minds, imagination, without image. Once the seed of Adamite came to the realization that their concept of God deity is gone or dead, they created the concept of ghost. Next, once they realized all persons die and to them become spirit, they conceived Holy Ghost and Holy Spirits, then called them angels. Next was unholy spirits or specters, fallen angels, and now an unseen God and unseen devil, good angels and fallen or bad angels. Then in time, that failed to yield responses, so they made their unseen God have a son, Yeshua, Jesus, Isa, a Christ, who came from a state of being unseen to become or to becoming flesh, a man, son of the unseen living God, who is still up in heaven. Many of the Adamites did not accept this new concept, so they came up with a new plan: kill him and return him up to sit on the right side of the unseen heavenly Father. Others of the Adamite seed by way of Abraham did not accept this new conception of an unseen Allah, had a son on earth, Isa, by a woman, Miriam, who was God in flesh, Allah, in human form. They accepted the conception of the original unseen God, Allah, and virgin birth of Jesus, Isa, by Mary or Miriam, yet not him being the Son of God or Allah, nor that he died on the cross. They had their own prophet and their own book with new claims. All the others were changed, only their new message or concepts is right, yet and still an unseen deity, a concept of their belief system, no proven facts. No proven facts of what they believe is true. It's all conceived in their own minds. Faith, beliefs, legends, fictions, and fantasy, called religion of an unproven, unseen spirit. They give many attributes, names, with each new conception of him. Nowadays, with so much being made clear, their religious conceptions fails them. So they turn to fighting and killing each other in religious wars called political war. The new religious sect, their names are political parties. New physical gods are the political leaders of worldwide governments. Those that reject the new God and religion are the new generation who do not believe in anything except themselves and music, fun, lust, intoxicants, and wealth. They disform and disfigure their image of God that created and made them in his own image. He failed them or provide for them, so they reject he exists. Well, that is because he never did exist. He was only a concept God who did not create man. Man created God in his own image and after his own likeness. He never really existed, was never really there, and only now, with so many scientific breakthroughs and findings, it is clear that the religion belief of the Adamite legends of an unseen God in the heaven on this throne is not real. Now they are slowly telling their children that maybe UFOs, USOs, and extraterrestrials are real, becoming their new religion. Only this time, no need of faith and belief, because their leader have the proof. He has crafts, he has bodies, and don't know how to tell his children the truth out of fear. He will lose all respect world over and lose rule over people whom he ruled. If God, Allah, Yahweh, is not real, then heaven and hell is not real. So there is nothing to fear except fear itself. And I should and could do whatever pleases me for me. That is why they, the leaders of this world, do not expose to the world that they have the facts that you are not alone and never were. That what you have been taught is God, Allah, Yahweh, even Jesus, Yeshua, Isa, are no more than extraterrestrials who came to this planet and still are, who made a man, Adamites race, only 6,000 years ago and gave them religion and belief, and that other races existed long before the Adamite race and had and have their own visitors, not the same. This is the ultimate truth. The Adamite race has been hiding for years. Hidden books found in stone tablets, whole cities found that tell the whole stories. They have been hiding the actual facts for 6,000 years. They gave them Bibles and left out the books that tell the true story or mistranslate, as in the Arabic Quran, because they, the Arab, doesn't understand the whole story. Because Muslims are taught believe in the old books and pages and stone tablets, yet don't read them or study them. Don't seek facts. Just have faith in Quran, Hadith, and Sunnah. They just close your mind to all facts coming forth each year after the year 610 to 632, when the Quran was sent down. So these people who follow Abraham's religion, Mosesism equals Judaism, all forms. Jesusism equals Christianity in all forms. Mohammedism equals Al-Islam in all forms. These are your 3 degrees of faith. They keep their believers ignorant to the real facts by keeping them locked in faith, no facts, and day by day more information is made real. They can't fool me because I have my own reality. I have seen and been upon crafts. I have seen and touched and spoke with the beings. So they hate you if you don't or won't worship the image. Once you break the spell of Kingu, kins, Celtic kinsmen, or the Vi, or kinsmen, there's 6 kings Vikings, who ruled the Adamite race from Celtic. So they call you a cult if you reject the Celtic race to rule your mind, body, and soul. Once you can reason, that is, use your own intelligence, the power to question them, you see they can't explain what they claim of their God, angels, heaven, or hell, so they become angered. The etymology and literal meaning of the English word for Latin ratio, a reckoning, reason, Ray, a son, or as in the son of Ray, and the son of Ra, of course. Ra and Ray are used in translations for the sun, or the sun deity, light of the heavens and the earth. And there are many suns, S-U-N-S, of the multiverses, of nature, the sources of this one universe, reasoning. This relates to your solar plexus, in the center of your body. So the real scientific and philosophical meaning of the word reason is the intellect, best mind, and intelligence of absolute, infinite, eternal, best mind, and intelligence of the absolute, infinitive, eternal natural nature, and the mental source of creative forces. That of all naturally created or grown persons, places, and things, and from them the unnatural or artificially made, grafted, cloned, and later born, as of the Adamites, being made with their mischief and shedding of blood, the wicked, evil mind of a grafted being, a made man, by rape, then birth. Yet, as to the divine reason, who are natural ether energy, produced by brain concentration as brain nuts. Space is natat, nut. From Latin, spatium, continuous. Three-dimensional expanse in which all things are contained. The prime mover, emotions. E equals energy. Motion equals move, as does the neurons in the brain to spark off synapses and melt down into thinking and feeling and reasoning. Reason then this: Nuapian, mind and mental, though forms produced by brain concentration and meditation, means middle, activation, as in your middle brain, which is where your golden or yellow eye is. The third eye, pineal gland, that activates your divine pineal body. The small pine-shaped gland in your brain that produces a hormone, activated also by just the right tone, such as is known as harmonic, harmonious, harmonize, harmony. With all your other glands by chanting, which is the use of brain concentration or meditation. Inspiration and revelations are attributes and results that accompany reasoning. Yet they must always be checked out completely and thoroughly to confirm them being actual facts, confirmed, not beliefs or conjectures, fictions, fables, myths, legends, as religious or religions put forth in the Bible and Quran, fictions or fictitious stories, even creatures of fictions, must be confirmed by sound, right reason for authenticity and reasonability. That is to see that they are indeed true and make sense. Truth is truth, Nuwapians. Tawakum. At this time, does anyone have any rereads of anything within the reading? Anyone? You have a reread? A certain part?
Can you please reread the part dealing with Amun, Anun, and Atun?
Okay, there was a couple sections. Says, it is most important that you, Nuwapians of Wunuwap, reading herein, understand and overstand. The three bowls are Amun, primordial, Anun, primeval, Atum, totality. Related to Rayay, the sun, or Atun, Atun, pre-zenith. I'll go down to the other section. Intelligence, Rayay and Rayay Tat only grew 3 colors. Chromosome, TNA. Blue equals atom equals first of RNA. Yellow equals atun equals second. Creation, DNA. Red equals amun equals third. All others was created by creation. Does that suffice? All right. Any other questions? Does anyone have any questions based on what was read? I'll do my best to answer if you do. Going once. All right, we've got a question at the front. The brother's going to bring the mic to you.
Oh, high tech. The initials TNA, RNA. What does those mean? Like,
Can you repeat the question? Can you
what
speak
does?
up a little?
Oh, okay. What does the words for the initials TNA and RNA? What does that mean? Like if you say DNA is diagnostic something something. Yeah.
Okay. I can't remember the first one, TNA. I don't want to misspell it. I think it's trisome. But what is it? It's in reference to is the fact, because the math teacher said that on the chart that it's first, right? And it's something that's on the genetics that's within the Garu that actually shows forth that we are first. The original beings on the planet, going back to Din Kanesh, or these bones that were found that they labeled Lucy. And then later on, which happened years ago, but then later on, they put together a movie called Lucy, which is where Mukasu, or an Adamite woman, is able to tap into 100% brain, whereas most people on the planet are using only maybe 8%, 7%, a very small percentage compared to 100%. So therefore, she was able to access 100% brain by way of a drug. So it was artificial. So our master teacher, Panababi Anun, in the Master Secret, he stated that he's a 90%er. And in the Master Secret, when he went into that, he was speaking about the fact that we are connected to dark matter, and that dark matter is what birthed everything and non-thing. Because part of this study was speaking about nothingness versus something, or SUM, as in a sum or weight. Because usually when one might teach on what's called nothingness, you think that nothing exists, because everything that was taught to us in this society was based on person, places, and things that could be touched, seen, heard. But yet there is things that exist beyond the physical realm, or beyond the first element, which would be hydrogen. So on the other side of hydrogen would be the realm of ether. And there is an ethereal chart. Do you have the book, The Beginning, that was written by the master teacher? Okay. In the book called The Beginning, and various other books like the Sacred Records of Atum-Re, nicknamed the Black Book, in there it speaks about the stages of ether prior to hydrogen, or the birthing of this great light called the sun in the center of our solar system. All right. So in reference to also when the brother asked to reread, when it's speaking of Atum, the undifferentiated one, Atum-Re is represented as the sun. And you have different points of the sun. You have Atum, Atun, Amun, and Anun. And it's just the different stages from what we call the rising to the setting. But the sun does not rise or set. That's actually misinformation. The master teacher explained this in many different classes around 97, 96, when he was teaching on the land in Georgia. All right. So when he spoke of that, he said it's an illusion when it comes to the sun rising and setting, because of the revolution that the planet makes around the sun and spinning on its own axis. And of course the precession change. But based on the revolution within the so-called 24 hours in the day, which we know there isn't 24 hours in the day, that's another part of his spell, right? But pretty much it's 12 hours, right, for a day, depending on what season you're in or where you are on the planet. Because there's some places on the planet, you go up north, right, further up north where it's real cold, you'll find that there might be 6 months of darkness. So why doesn't the Bible speak about these things? Why doesn't the Quran speak about these things? These are things that our master teacher has pointed out time and time again. So back to your initial question, the TNA, I can't remember the spelling, but you could actually look it up. But it is in the Master Secret, one of the latest Master Secrets. I can't remember what number. And also the RNA and the DNA, you're looking at what's called DNA. I'm sure you're familiar with DNA, right? Deoxyribonucleic acid, and the other RNA, ribonucleic acid. And as far that's dealing with the building blocks of life. And as we know, the mitochondrial DNA, that's like the source. That's the powerhouse of the cell. And that's specifically connected to the feminine and within the woman's genes or genetics, within her genomes. That goes back to the original woman, because it's taught that it was the feminine forces that were first, or the females, or the beings coming out of the waters being more feminine, as opposed to the masculine that were in the waters, remained in the waters. And the feminine had the ability to speak first because of their voice box, the larynx, based on a specific gene that they had called the foxhead gene. Okay? Another question, please. We have another question here. Can you raise the hand so that brother can bring you the mic?
Can you please speak a little bit more about hydrogen? And I think you might have alluded to, say, a hydrogenesis. Can you speak a little bit more about that, please?
You said speak more on hydrogen?
Yes, or reread that part.
Okay, I'll reread this section here. I'll start with this section here. Related, this was after it was actually speaking about Atum, Atun, Amun. All right? It says, this is related to Rayay, the sun, or Atun, which is pre-zenith. And pre-zenith is speaking about the highest point or the highest peak. Atun, which translates as the unique one, or Atun Ray, the unique one of Ray, which is just the highest point of the sun at its zenith. It says the gaseous, self-luminous central kakak, or star, of this solar system. So all suns are stars and all stars are suns. All right? The central solar disk, solar energy, source of light, Helios, the sun, helium, chemical element. So it's going into the tone of the words and showing you Helios, which is the Greek word for the sun, and also within words such as Hellenism, because one of their words, Helios as sun, ended up giving you the word Hellenism, or the Hellenistic society, which ties into the fact that they look at the sun as hell because it burnt them because of their skin, their lack of melanin. Okay? Hence the concept of hell, one of their false concepts or myths or fables, as the master teacher spoke of. So this element, helium, is a colorless, odorless, very light, non-reactive gas having the lowest known boiling and melting points. Hydrogen, hydro, means hydro or liquid. Water, hydrometer. So hydrogen, gen means genes, born. Hydrogen, born of the water. And hydrogen combines to birth helium. The child is the sun. So hydrogen turns into helium. And you can read about that in the actual fact number 36, which is existence, how, and why. And it explains that in detail. If there are no further questions, at this time I will end class. And I'd also like to make an announcement that there is food next door in our bookstore. So please support and take part. Take care of yourself. Tawakkum.